Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Shantae, and this is Live with Shantae. This is the first official episode of Live with Shantae. There will be many more to come. This is going to be the best thing on YouTube and on Facebook. Mark my word, what's today's date? What's today's date? The 25th? The 25th of June? 2021. And I said that June 25th, 2021. Y'all remember that, okay? Alright, and my first guest, he is a businessman, he is a father. Y'all say welcome to David Thomas.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Alright. Now see, when I first decided to do this, I said David gonna be my first guest. I said David was gonna be my first guest, and there's so many reasons why I wanted you to be my first guest. The main reason is because I know that you know people beyond just the black community due to the business that you're in. So, you know what I mean? You're well respected in, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's very important nowadays, man.
Yeah.
We, as humans, have a tendency to kind of favor towards the people that look the most like us.
Right.
Which is cool, and I understand, but sometimes you gotta step out the box, and you gotta go to the other side of the tracks,
That's right.
so to speak. Because there might be somebody on that side of the track that might be like you. It just might be a different skin tone. So, you know, and I said something a while back on social media that kind of raised a few eyebrows on, you know, on the other side, because I think it was misinterpreted about owning a black business but being for the world. You know,
I seen that.
I learned that from Master P. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, now stop. He done said Master P. Y'all. What the raps next? I need my raps next. He said Master P. He said Master P.
Yeah, man.
I put hashtag Master P in his first video. We starting out pretty good.
So, okay.
But I mean, that's even with my clothing business that I'm trying to start with my cousin. You know, we said, you know, of course we're black. You can look at us and tell that we're black, so we don't have to say black owned. When you can look at me and tell I'm black. So if I label just black owned, it might be a white girl that might see the outfit. She don't know if she can purchase it because she might think it's just for us. You see what I'm saying? And I done missed that on her money. You ain't never, these people, they getting all our money. You know what I mean? They not just stopping with their community, they getting all our money. You know, that's why they have a lot of black entertainers promoting their products. Because they want our money. Our money, we gonna spend that money. We see Lil Baby or somebody else with it, we gonna want it. So it's all the marketing, you know? Okay. So I believe that in order to understand how a person is today, you have to understand where they came from. So, can we touch on, you know, how you grew up, your little childhood? Was it like a two-parent household, or how was it?
Well, it's funny because I grew up in this house right here, you know, and it was a bedroom is considered a bedroom if it has a closet.
Right.
And I had a closet, but that's all I had was a closet. You know, I remember we moved back into this house, and my oldest daughter Jada was going to her room at that time, which was my old room, and she walked in and she said, "This my room? That's a closet." Like, she was serious about that. Like, she was like, "It's too little for a room." But hey, at that time I was content with that.
Right.
I mean, that's all I had. That's what we had. When I grew to that age, you know, if your sister, your big brother move out and they got a room, you get that room.
Get that room.
So you just have to be thankful for what you got. That, you know, somebody goes to work to pay the bills. You know, we had some mishaps in between. We only had one car. I don't know how we did that, because, you know, a lot of times somebody might not get picked up on time, or we had to walk from somebody's job, and my mom was, you know, my dad might not pick my mom up on time, so it was hard on her. You know, just going through a lot of different things. There wasn't no silver spoons over here. Definitely wasn't that, you know. Taught to work from a young age, like 10, mowing grass, get out there, clean the church. Had several different jobs as a youngster. Concession stands, selling basketball tickets and baseball tickets for the school. I did all types of stuff, man. Whatever I could do to make some money, you know, I try to do it, you know. And of course it was all legal. You know, I was a good kid at the time. So everything I got came from good, hard blood, sweat, tears.
Right. Okay, so you breed dogs. So how did you get into the business of breeding dogs? Because you wasn't you a manager at one point for a company? We're not gonna say the company name, but we ain't gonna get no free promo. But you was a manager for a company at one point. So how do you go from being technically under someone, because at that time you had a boss, to being your own boss?
Well, I was a company guy at the time. I thought I was gonna be at that company for I thought it was a career. And I loved what I did as far as dealing with people and, having customers, and they became family members. They would come around every holiday and every year. So, you build this relationship with somebody and, you look forward to them coming and spend money with you. Well, eventually I kind of outgrew my position as the manager. I think I outgrew the manager position before I became a manager. And because I had a couple times where I stepped down, I wasn't getting enough money, and I got a couple offers from a few fast food restaurants that were offering well over what I was making at the place I was at last. So, and I didn't take it because I kept giving the place an opportunity to match it and do better, and they kind of strung me along. So after I found out that that's what they were doing, stringing me along, I kind of just basically gave them the heads up that, look, man, if you ain't gonna pay me anymore, I'm not gonna do much more. I'll continue to try, but if I miss out, then I just miss out. It's what it is. That was probably the worst thing I could have possibly did, because a company will keep you as long as they think that you are faithful. As soon as they feel like you are disloyal and you will do something irate, they will get rid of you. And I think that's how they felt. And before I knew it, I hired an assistant manager, and my assistant manager became my replacement. So it was cool, man. It was like I had seen on Pinterest where Oprah had a job before Oprah. And had she not got fired from her job, she would never have the opportunity to be Oprah.
That's right.
So I had seen that like a few months before this happened. So it was always in the back of my head. And I was very frustrated at first, a little bit hurt about it, because I felt like I was giving this company my all. When I look back at it, I could have probably gave them a little bit more, but it wouldn't have been worth it. So it really worked out to be what it was supposed to be. And they ended up letting me go, gave me an opportunity to be Dreamteam Davy, CEO of Dreamteam Top Dogs.
So, but how did that process start?
I had already been doing the dogs since I was about 13, and it came from mowing grass. My neighbor across the street, he built the house across the street, and he also he was so busy at the time he would ask me to mow his yard. Well, he was the first one to introduce me to registered pit bulls. And he had 3, and he ended up having a litter off of them. And I wanted one so bad, and I wanted one really bad, and he offered to let me mow the grass in order for me to pay off my first pit bull. So I mowed his yard 3 times, and it basically gave me the credit for my first dog, his name is Cowboy. And I pretty much was like any new dog owner, didn't know much about dogs, and I had dogs before, but I really didn't embrace it. They really weren't my dogs; they were just family dogs. Like your mama get a mutt, or some kind of mixed breed dog, and they kind of let you play with it or whatever. But that was all I did with the dogs before. But this one, I embraced it as my own, and I probably had the dog for I want to say about 8 months, maybe 9 months, and I bathed the dog in the middle of the day one day and accidentally gave it heat stroke. So it was a while. It took me a while to get another dog. It was probably another year before I ever got another dog. And that dog was something that was just given to me. Like, I just was taking rescues, basically.
Okay. So rather than getting down on yourself, you made sure you became your own boss. Rather than, because most people when they get fired, they be like, what am I going to do next? What's next for me? They feel like they don't know where to turn. But you stay positive.
And I wouldn't say I became my own boss. It didn't sink in quite immediately. Mm-hmm. It took time. What happened was that I had time. When I had more time, I mean, you think about it. You put in 40 hours a week for somebody else. Mm-hmm. You can split that in half. If you put 20 hours a week in for yourself, I promise, doing something you like, I promise you're going to end up with more money, if not equivalent to what you made for the person that you was doing something you didn't like for.
Okay. So what would you say for the people that see what you're doing and they think that it's easy because they only see the results. They don't see what you do behind the scenes. What would you say to those people that just think that it's just so easy?
I think they see that the reward part is easy. It's easy to receive the reward. That's very easy. It's easy to go out and look like you're having a great time in another city, in another state. But at those dog shows, they're fun too, So I also promote, if it's work is fun, it's not work. Mm-hmm. So, trying to have fun, but at the same time, we're at those dog shows for.
Okay, so why do you think that people think that it's easy to do what you do? Because all they see is the reward. They don't see the hard work that you put into it. Why do you think people think that it's just so easy?
I go off of human nature a lot of times. I always try to kind of research how humans normally react, and I think we're just drawn to see rewards and forget I think we get a certain feeling from seeing someone else's rewards, so then it tends to kind of reciprocate into what we want to do, but we don't actually understand what it took to get there, basically. And so that work is like, and I always say, make your work fun so that it's not work at all, but at the same time, there's still moments in those situations to where it's work, man. It's hard. It's like sweating. You ain't happy. The dog's not performing. The judge ain't doing what you thought the judge was gonna do. Sometimes it's the complete opposite. Sometimes it's like heaven. Like you like, oh man, you see everything happen. Bam, bam, bam. You're about to win, and there you go. You win, and you're excited, and you go on to the next one. And then you lose, and then it's like, oh man, I thought I was going to go on a winning streak. So, it's a lot of different aspects to the win, loss, reward, risk, because that's another part of it is taking the risk. Spending all that money, and people don't realize how much money is involved in dog breeding, or breeding any animal for that matter, that, people don't normally understand. You just gotta kind of dive in, basically.
So how do you go about pricing the dog? Like, cause you got some dogs like $1,000.
Well, there's different factors on pricing. You have to. Quality is one of the main factors. Quality can kind of like be determined by the. It's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So my quality and your quality might be two different things. But at the end of the day, you want your dog to be healthy and what we call functional, basically being able to move, and also very attractive. An attractive dog is very important. So in my opinion, that's what kind of brings out the value at what I price my dogs at. And it ranges from different type of dogs and different breeds and different styles.
So you like to bring, I guess I would say dog breeders, I don't know exactly the terminology you use. You like to bring people together, so you host events. So you have an event in September. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the Counter Bully Meetup 2. It's my second event in Corsicana. last year was my first time ever throwing that style of an event. You know, and I guess all the other events that I ever threw were leading up to this style of an event, but I wouldn't have never known that. But yeah, I mean, we had at least 100 people out last time.
Oh, wow.
A couple hundred maybe. We had, everybody had a dog or two, so that's another couple hundred dogs. We had a $100 raffle, which we're probably going to be trying to make it a $1,000 raffle. We're going to turn into a show this year. We're actually going to give out some awards, and we're going to have some junior handlers do some judging. We're going to get the community involved. We want them to bring their dogs out. All breeds are welcome. It's going to be a real good socializing, fellowshipping event for the community of Corsicana. And anybody surrounding, they can also come out and kind of get them some of this, some of this dog education.
So it's September, what's the exact date?
September 18th.
September 18th.
Lake Halbert, Texas, as it is on the map.
Okay. Okay, so is this something that you personally put together on your own, or like, how did that all come about, the events?
Well, originally, the first one, it was my idea. I had always wanted to throw my own dog show. And I tried to get, we had one here about 4 years ago, and unfortunately, the person that threw it, me and them couldn't see eye to eye to where we could kind of get together and throw another one. Mm-hmm. So I decided to throw my own. My first one I got with a couple of young cats around town, and I was like, hey, y'all want to get involved and we'll kind of throw something together. And they were like, cool. This time, when you get with people, a lot of times everybody's not on the same time scale.
Right.
One of them's in high school, another one is in college, and another one just has other things going. So they're still a part of the clique, but I just took a little bit more responsibility on this second one, and I wanted to make sure that the second one was stamped in a certain fashion, and that way the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one, they have meaning, and I can kind of solidify something for the future.
So is this something you're trying to do annually?
Yes,
trying to keep this going.
Yeah, maybe, and I might do something biannual as well, like just to kind of give them something every, in between, because I don't want, every year, if I did it last year, and every time I talked to somebody about it, they were like, when you gonna do the next one? When you gonna do the next one? So the anticipation is there. A lot of people are curious about, what I'm gonna bring to the next one, what I'm gonna do for the next one. So I'm gonna play off of that and try to do it. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do a biannual.
Okay. So let's let people know the date again.
It'll be September 18th, the last weekend of summer, at Cannabully Meetup 2 at Lake Halbert, Texas, aka Corsicana, Texas, the city lake. You know what I'm saying? So be there, bring your dogs, all breeds welcome. We don't care if you got a poodle, a schnauzer, a Great Dane,
Yorkie?
a Shih Tzu, a Yorkie, a Labradoodle, whatever you got. You can bring it out there, and there will be a category for you to enter your dog and to kind of get you some experience in the show world that we like to call our world. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So, of course, I mentioned that you was a father, and from what I know, you trained your daughter, your oldest daughter, in basketball. Why was that important for you to take it upon yourself to train her yourself?
Well, it's basically because growing up, a lot of us come from single families or broken homes or dysfunctional homes where one of the parents may not be able to give that extra push behind you as far as athletics is concerned, or whatever you like, whatever you fancy. You got one parent that's that go-getter that's gonna go get that money most of the time. Well, that's when we were growing up. You had somebody that was like the breadwinner. And then you had that parent that was like the caring parent that went everywhere, that made sure the kids got everywhere they need to go, and they did all of that. But some families only had one basically doing it. So for me, as far as basketball or any other athletics was concerned, all I had was, I had my mom, but she didn't really know how to push me in the athletic form. I just pushed myself, man. I really wanted to be an NBA star, so I was out in the gym every day, dribbling the basketball, shooting. Could have been doing a few different drills that would probably have made me a little bit more assertive, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more useful, I guess, in the next level.
Right.
I didn't make it like I thought I was, but I see the potential in my children. I see where if you put them in the right positions and you give them the right tools, then you have the opportunity to give them something special. So.
Because I played basketball. I didn't take it all that serious. I used to love it when I was younger, but I kind of lost love for it when I started working and I started getting money right there. So I was like, this is later on. I don't got time for that. Get this money right now. So I feel like maybe if I would have had that push, maybe I would have continued what I was doing. They wanted me to play in college. I had this girl ask me, go out for the team, and I was like, I'm finna go. I'm finna leave school, so it's kind of late now. But yeah. So Jada Thomas, correct? That's her name. All right, y'all be looking out for Jada Thomas. Jet Thomas. All right. Okay, so this podcast is about inspiring others and changing lives. So if it was one thing you could say to inspire someone, what would you say to them?
Oh, it's easy. It's follow your dream, man. That's what it is, okay? So that time that you felt that money, we use that as a misconception. And we think that's the dream, is the money. It's not the dream. The dream is being successful at what you love doing and getting paid for that. That's the dream.
Yeah.
And then you see that you can go buy basically whatever you want. It's not even about buying whatever you want. It's basically putting yourself in positions and being able to experience life on your terms through your dream. That's how it is. If I could go back, because I was getting money like that, and I thought that was what was next. So I think I was mixing that with the dream for basketball, and then coming from, of course, Canada, people tell you that dreams are not real. They say that a lot.
Small-minded individuals down here, but that's our environment because we don't have much opportunity. It's not like that, it's a lot of, opportunities out here, so you kind of have to create your own.
Well, I also believe that those small-minded individuals never enlightened us on how to see an opportunity. Mm-hmm. Some opportunities we had, we passed up on because we never did it. I don't do stuff like that. There's a lot of things that are in Corsicana that we as a community, unfortunately, might not think that it's for us. Mm-hmm. It's basically, we have to unlearn those habits about not thinking something is for us, only for us, and then something that is not normal or something not done every day is not for us.
So we have to deprogram ourselves.
There you go.
Okay. So before we close this out, is it anything that you would like people to know about you or your business?
Nah, man. I think that the name basically says it all, man. Dreamteam, top dogs, man. We dream to be at the top of anything that has to do with dogs. So it's not about just bullies, it's not about Frenchies, not any specific dog, or the dogs just themselves. It's basically the whole engulfment of dogs, the shows, the breeding, the education, caretaking, all that in one. Mentorship. That's all a part of what I believe that being at the top and dreaming embodies.
Okay. So if people will want to contact you, where can they reach you at? Social media, Facebook, Instagram? How can they get in contact with you?
You can hit me on Facebook at DT's Top Dogs or David Thomas. You can hit me on Instagram at Dreamteam Top Dogs. So it's Dreamteam_Top Dogs, actually.
And that's on Instagram?
That's on Instagram.
Okay.
But if you type in Dreamteam Top Dogs, I'm going to pop up David Thomas. I I should pop up. I'll be holding 2 dogs. You can get at me. We got a few litters coming. We don't have anything available as of right now, but that's what happens when you pop. You know what I mean?
Okay. okay. All right, but thank you so much, David, for being my first guest on Live with Shantae. I'm hoping we can do a follow-up. Hopefully I can be out there when y'all do y'all little event and do some little recording.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I know, man. I would love to do that. So, but thank you so much for being a part of the episode, and I enjoyed speaking with you. I really learned a little bit about you. I didn't know in a short little bit of time.
I appreciate that, and I can't wait for part 2 of Dream Team Top Dog.
Part 2.
Shantae.
All right, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right.
Oh.